Hey, isn't it strange how you can have hundreds of people in your contacts, but still feel like there's no one you can actually call? We live in the most connected time in human history. You can send a message across the world in seconds, share your thoughts, your photos, your face instantly. But somehow, you scroll for hours and still feel empty. You laugh at short videos, but your chest feels heavy. You post something honest, and when no one responds, it makes you feel even worse. You tell yourself, everyone's busy, don't bother them. And slowly, you stop sharing. Your world shrinks until it's just you, your screen, and a quiet ache no one can see. If that sounds familiar, let me tell you this. You're not broken. You're not needy. You're human, and humans weren't built to carry this kind of silence. We were made for warmth, for eye contact, for someone to ask, "How was your day?" Not just likes and views. So if you've been craving something deeper, not followers, not notifications, but real connection, then you're not alone. So many of us feel the same. We're all just waiting for someone to say, "Hey, I see you. I hear you. You matter." You can be in a crowded room and still feel like you're the only one there. You laugh at someone's joke, nod at all the right moments, but deep down, no one really knows you. Not the version of you that stays up late overthinking everything. Not the version of you that's tired of pretending to be okay when you're not. Maybe you're the one who always listens, always makes space for others, but when you speak, people change the subject. Or maybe you finally opened up to someone, said something real, something raw, and they replied, "Oh, that sucks." Anyway, that moment, small as it was, made you feel even more alone than before. Loneliness doesn't always come from being alone in your apartment. Sometimes it's sitting at dinner with friends and realizing no one here sees what you're going through. Or coming home after a long day and no one asks how you're doing. Or posting a cry for help online and it disappears into the noise. You start to wonder, if I disappeared tomorrow, would anyone even notice? And that thought, you don't share it with anyone. You just carry it quietly every day. But if you're hearing this right now, let me be the one to tell you, you are not invisible. What you're feeling is real. And just because someone didn't understand you before, doesn't mean no one ever will. I know you've been holding a lot. I know there are days when you want to disappear. Not because you want to die, but because you just want to be missed, to be noticed, to matter to someone without having to explain yourself. So if no one else has told you this today, let me be the one to say it. You are not hard to love. You are not too quiet or too emotional or too much. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. And even if the world around you hasn't made space for that version of you yet, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you haven't been seen by the right eyes. Yet. Maybe you didn't get out of bed right away this morning. Maybe the dishes are still in the sink, the laundry's still on the chair, and you've been staring at your phone for hours. Because even scrolling feels easier than facing yourself. Maybe you've been replaying that one conversation where someone dismissed you, or maybe you're still hurting from something they said and never apologized for. Maybe you're tired of being the strong one, the one who always keeps it together while no one notices when you start falling apart. If any of that sounds like you, this is what I want you to hear. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not broken. You're carrying a lot. More than most people see. And just because they don't see it, doesn't mean it's not real. Your pain is valid. Your tiredness is real. You don't need to explain it or earn rest. You deserve peace, even if you didn't finish your to-do list. You deserve love, even if you feel messy and unmotivated. So let's remind your heart what it needs to hear tonight. You're allowed to have slow days. You're allowed to feel heavy. You're allowed to feel joy one minute and sadness the next. You're allowed to not know where your life is going right now. You're allowed to start over again and again and again. You're allowed to feel everything and still be worthy of love. You are doing your best with what you have. You are not falling behind. You are healing even on the days that look like nothing is happening. You're showing up. You're still here. And that is enough. Maybe the world hasn't been gentle with you. Maybe you grew up learning that emotions were weaknesses, that being soft meant being a burden. Maybe every time you cried as a child, someone told you to toughen up. Maybe when you spoke your truth, people rolled their eyes, changed the subject, or made you feel dramatic. So now, you keep everything inside. You nod, you smile, you say, "I'm fine," and no one ever asks again. Maybe you're the one who holds everyone else together, the one who sends the just checking in texts, the one who listens, gives, supports. But when you're the one unraveling, your phone is silent. You've become so used to not being asked how you're doing that now, even when someone does ask, you don't know how to answer anymore. You walk into rooms and shrink yourself so others feel more comfortable. You second-guess your words before you speak. You replay conversations after they're over. You apologize for taking up space, even in your own life. But here's the truth. You don't need to be everything for everyone. You don't need to fix yourself to be worthy of love. You are already enough, just as you are, even if no one ever told you that before. You don't need 100 people to understand you. You just need a few who really see you. And until they come, you can start by being that person for yourself. Start by sitting with yourself. Not to fix anything, just to be with who you are when no one's watching. Talk to yourself the way you wish someone talked to you when you were hurting. Breathe through the anxiety instead of fighting it. Wrap your arms around your own chest and whisper, "I've got you. I'm not leaving." Make your own room a safe place. Eat when you're hungry, even if it's just toast. Cry if you need to, without feeling guilty for it. Choose the slower path if that's what your nervous system needs. Say no when your heart says no. Rest without asking for permission. You are not behind. You are not too much. You are not a burden. You are simply someone who's learning how to come home to yourself. Gently, slowly, honestly, and fully. One breath at a time. Maybe today wasn't your best. Maybe you didn't check a single thing off your to-do list. Maybe you forgot to reply to messages. Maybe your room's still a mess and your thoughts are louder than you'd like to admit. Maybe you kept it together in front of everyone, then cried in the shower or under your blanket, where no one could hear. If so, I just want you to know that doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. You don't have to fight your way into tomorrow. You've already survived today, and that's enough for now. Tonight, you don't have to fix anything. You don't have to explain your sadness or silence. This is your moment to just be, to rest, to let the noise settle. So here's what I hope you remember. You're allowed to be loved even when you're not okay. You're allowed to be held even if you can't explain why you're hurting. You're allowed to rest without earning it. You don't need to carry it all tonight. You can set it down, the fear, the overthinking, the weight, just for now. Let the world wait. Let your heart breathe. You are safe, you are seen, and you are enough. exactly as you are in this quiet moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. You did enough today. Now, let go. Sleep well. When you wake up tomorrow, maybe your room will still be a mess. Maybe you'll check your phone first thing and feel a little overwhelmed. Maybe your body will feel heavy, and getting out of bed will take more energy than you want to admit. That's okay. You don't need to wake up inspired. You don't need to jump into productivity. You are allowed to ease into the day, slowly, gently, quietly. Maybe you'll sit at the edge of your bed for a while, doing nothing but breathing. Maybe you'll put on the same hoodie you wore yesterday. Maybe you'll skip breakfast and only have coffee. Maybe your plans will change, or fall apart, or not exist at all. That doesn't mean the day is ruined. That doesn't mean you're failing. That just means you're living. Honestly, messily, but still trying. And that matters. You don't have to chase the version of yourself you think you should be. You don't have to compete with people who look like they have it all figured out. They don't, not really. Everyone's just trying to make it through the day with their own battles. You're not falling behind. Your life isn't on pause. It's just unfolding in your own time. So maybe tomorrow you'll do one small thing differently. Maybe you'll step outside for 5 minutes and let the air touch your face. Maybe you'll say no to something that drains you. Maybe you'll delete an app that makes you feel like you're not enough. Maybe you'll write down a single sentence that says, "I made it to today." And if that's all you do, that is still something. And if tomorrow doesn't feel lighter, that's okay too. Some days just ask you to rest. Some days are for surviving. Some days are for remembering that just being here is a kind of quiet strength the world never learned to applaud. But I see it, and I see you. So when you wake up tomorrow, remember, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to be everything. You only need to be here, as you are. Still trying, still breathing, still you. And that, in itself, is a kind of victory. If this moment touched something in you, I'd love to have you here again. Feel free to follow the channel, only if it feels right for you.